And the king answered and said unto her, Verily, it is right that they, that is, men, should worship God, who created the universe, the heavens and the earth, the sea and the dry land, the sun and the moon, the stars and the brilliant bodies of the heavens, the trees and the stones, the beasts and the feathered fowl, the wild beasts and the crocodiles, the fish and the whales, the hippopotamuses and the water lizards, the lightnings and the crashes of thunder, the clouds and the thunders, and the good and the evil. It is meet that him alone we should worship, in fear and trembling, with joy and with gladness. For he is the Lord of the universe, the creator of angels and men. And it is he who killeth and maketh to live, it is he who inflicteth punishment and showeth compassion, who riseth up from the ground him that is in misery, who exalteth the poor from the dust, who maketh to be sorrowful and who to rejoice, who riseth up and who bringeth down. No one can chide him, for he is the Lord of the universe, and there is no one who can say unto him, What hast thou done? And unto him it is meet that there should be praise and thanksgiving from angels and men. And as concerning what thou sayest, that he hath given unto you the tabernacle of the law, verily there hath been given unto us the tabernacle of the God of Israel, which was created before all creation by his glorious counsel. And he hath made to come down to us his commandments, done into writing, so that we may know his decree and the judgment that he hath ordained in the mountain of his holiness. And the queen said, From this moment I will not worship the sun, but will worship the Creator of the sun, the God of Israel. And that tabernacle of the God of Israel shall be unto me my lady, and unto my seed after me, and unto all my kingdoms that are under my dominion. And because of this I have found favor before thee, and before the God of Israel my Creator, who hath brought me unto thee, and hath made me to hear thy voice, and hath shown me thy face, and hath made me to understand thy commandment. Then she returned to her house. And the queen used to go to Solomon and return continually, and hearken unto his wisdom, and keep it in her heart. And Solomon used to go and visit her, and answer all the questions which she put to him, and the queen used to visit him and ask him questions, and he informed her concerning every matter that she wished to inquire about. And after she had dwelt there 6 months the queen wished to return to her own country, and she sent a message to Solomon, saying, I desire greatly to dwell with thee, but now, for the sake of all my people, I wish to return to my own country. And as for that which I have heard, may God make it to bear fruit in my heart, and in the hearts of all those who have heard it with me. For the ear could never be filled with the hearing of thy wisdom, and the eye could never be filled with the sight of the same. Now it was not only the queen who came to hear the wisdom of Solomon, but very many used to come from cities and countries, both from near and from far. For in those days there was no man found to be like unto him for wisdom, and it was not only human beings who came to him, but the wild animals and the birds used to come to him and hearken unto his voice, and hold converse with him, and then they returned to their own countries, and every one of them was astonished at his wisdom, and marveled at what he had seen and heard. And when the queen sent her message to Solomon, saying that she was about to depart to her own country, he pondered in his heart and said, A woman of such splendid beauty hath come to me from the ends of the earth. What do I know? Will God give me seed in her? Now, as it is said in the book of Kings, Solomon the king was a lover of women. And he married wives of the Hebrews, and the Egyptians, and the Canaanites, and the Edomites, and the Moabites, and from and Damascus, and Syria, and women who were reported to be beautiful. And he had 400 queens and 600 concubines. Now this which he did was not for the sake of fornication, but as a result of the wise intent that God had given unto him, and his remembering what God had said unto Abraham, I will make thy seed like the stars of heaven for number, and like the sand of the sea. And Solomon said in his heart, What do I know? Peradventure God will give me men children from each one of these women. Therefore when he did thus he acted wisely, saying, My children shall inherit the cities of the enemy, and shall destroy those who worship idols. Now those early peoples lived under the law of the flesh, for the grace of the Holy Spirit had not been given unto them. And to those who lived after Christ, it was given to live with one woman under the law of marriage. And the apostles laid down for them an ordinance, saying, All those who have received his flesh and his blood are brethren. Their mother is the church and their father is God, and they cry out with Christ whom they have received, saying, Our Father, who art in heaven. And as concerning Solomon no law had been laid down for him in respect of women, and no blame can be imputed to him in respect of marrying many wives. But for those who believe, the law and the command have been given that they shall not marry many wives, even as Paul saith, Those who marry many wives seek their own punishment. He who marrieth one wife hath no sin. And the law restraineth us from the sister-in-law, in respect of the bearing of children. The apostles speak concerning it in the Book of Counsels,